If you want to relocate to any part of the world from your home country, the first most important thing you should do is to pray. I'm a believer of Christ, and that is why I'm saying that you should pray and ask God for direction, because if God orders and ordains your path, He would definitely make sure that no matter how tough the journey is, He is going to provide. But if you use your own understanding, things are going to be difficult. And that is why the Bible said, trust in the Lord with all your heart and relent not on your own efforts. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. One of our sisters moved from the UK to the US and sadly lost her life. Honestly, it's a very sad and terrible story, but let me just tell you what happened. So this sister is a Ghanaian sister. She is a registered nurse back home in Ghana, and she decided to relocate to the UK under the care visa, which is the healthcare assistance visa. Paid huge sums of money and then got her COS and came to the UK, only to realize that the job didn't exist. The COS they gave her didn't have any job attached to it, and this is not uncommon. So she came here, her life was in deep hell. She was working 20 hours, which couldn't afford to pay her bills. She was doing everything possible, it just wasn't working. So she's got family in the US who was sending her money to support herself. At some point, the family was like, you know what, we can't keep up. You need to stand on your feet to be able to do things for yourself. So how about you come to the US and, do things or make things work for you here? So they gave an invitation to go over to the US, and said they na in or they instruction krata ne koi. So she couldn't work with that. Then she said ojina obi neema so na odi ejuma. So because of that, she was working more, because munyina moti asese sika ne bibe ko nipa na nkrata ne dia no eho na bi so ayeden aba ho. So in the process, she got an agency that was willing to support her to get her documentation so that she could practice as a registered nurse. But she had to pay a huge sum of money, so she had to work extra to keep up with both ends. In the process of working extremely hard, this lady is a little over 40 years, so you can understand that when you get to that age of life, your heart is not really as strong as it used to be when you were younger. So because she was working extremely hard, one day she went to work and her blood pressure was really, really high. So her colleagues told her, listen, let's take you to the hospital and get you checked over. But she said no, she'll be all right. She'll go home and rest, and she feels like she'll be okay after she has rested. Now, the reason why she didn't want to go to the hospital was because so if she goes to the hospital, say she's not the one. What you say? So she didn't want to go to the hospital. Now, on going home from work, she collapsed on her driveway and she passed away. And that was the end. Her family tried reaching her. They couldn't get hold of her. They called her workplace. They told her she came to work but she has left. They went over to her place to check on her, and she has sadly passed. So by the time they found her, she was already gone. Now, what am I trying to say? In this relocation journey, you need to ask, what is your purpose? What is your direction? What is your focus? Ask God. As I said, I'm a believer. That is why I said pray and ask God, what is your purpose for me? Is relocation really for me? If it is for me, where do you want me to go? Before you take the step. It's really, really sad. May the soul of the departed rest in peace.